Ladies and gentlemen, tonight's racing show is sponsored by RiverviewFamily.com Auto Sales. Go ahead and hit them up for all your auto sales needs. Tonight on the Josh Nolan Full Throttle Racing Show, #1 on YouTube, we have with us Liam Anderson. Welcome to the show, Liam.
Thank you.
Hey, Liam, how did you get started in racing?
Um, started, it was rough. So I lost my mom from cancer very young and was going through some stuff, couldn't really, wasn't really happy. And, you know, couldn't find much to do, couldn't, get my mind off things. Was playing NASCAR, watching with my dad growing up a lot. Um, Dad took me to track one day, watch a kart race, and I really liked it. That Christmas, I got a cart, first cart. Um, I went out, really liked it. I mean, was scared at first, but it fought the fears, and it was like a ladder, step, and then finally I made it to a dirt car.
Okay, Liam, what was it like for you to get behind the wheel for the first time?
Like I said, it was nerve wracking, scary, but um, once I got used to it, it's really fun. It's it's hard to explain. I mean, from a cart when the engine's right next to you and you're solo to the ground, it it looks like nothing, but when you're in it, it feels like something totally different. Going to a corner that low to the ground confuses you and makes you look like you're going a lot faster than you actually are.
Right. So, Liam, how much success have you had as a race car driver?
Sorry, what was that?
How much success have you had as a race car driver?
A lot. I mean, I went from barely being able to reach 40, 30, 20 miles an hour in that cart, going 3 miles an hour around the track to going close to 100 miles an hour into a short track.
All right. How do you celebrate your victories, Liam?
It really depends. Varies. We, I don't know how to put this. We we don't celebrate too much, but we do celebrate. So our way of celebrating, I went to dinner before, um, stopped by, talked to sponsors, everything like that. Like I said, there's multiple ways we celebrate.
Okay. Well, Liam, okay, you said you have multiple ways to celebrate. Do you do something special at the racetrack, like a reverse victory lap or something like that?
We do not. My car that I drive now is designed to turn left and does not turn right very well. So, that would not work.
Okay. All right. What's an awesome day at the racetrack look like for you?
Warm, warm is number one. For dirt, I race on clay actually, so we like it a little damp. That way I can get a lot of traction on the track. I mean, it's dirt, so we are going to be sliding a little bit, but um, we also like the track flat. We don't like ruts in it, as we learned from very recent experiences. My last race, it was crazy ruts in the track. People were hitting them and going sideways and a whole bunch of carnage, but I did end up finishing seventh that night.
Okay. Liam, all right. What's an awesome day at the race shop look like for you?
Uh, Hanging out with dad mostly. That's the best part, spending time with family, friends, teammates, everything like that. Um, we listen to a lot of music at the track too. Um, a lot of the time, I actually listen to music on my way to the track. Helps me focus a little bit more.
Okay. Talking about music, what is your favorite type of music you like to listen to?
Man, I always get that question. I'm bad at that one. I listen to a whole bunch. See, it depends. Remember on the track, we don't. We're more relaxed. That'll put on East Country or something like that here and there. But On the way, like I said, that varies. It depends on what kind of mood I am in that day.
Do you have a specific genre of music you kind of gravitate towards?
Mm, something exciting is what I normally do on the way to get me focused, but not really.
Okay, so you're not like just like, hey, I'm into like 80s hair metal or anything like that.
No, nothing specific.
Okay. All right, Liam. What is the story behind your racing number?
Um, so mainly Kyle Busch. I'm gonna be honest. My favorite NASCAR driver growing up. Um, a lot of people was. I went to Dover one day. Lo- closest track to me. It's in Delaware. Dover Motor Speedway. NASCAR ran there, and qualifying came. He was the fourth car that came around and set pole that day, I believe. It's one of those numbers. I know he set pole though. That caught my eye. Um, he was also the first 164 die cast I got, and I remember playing on the bleachers with his car. That's another memory I have of Kyle. Um, Also he won that race, and number one, I was I was young. Eminem's caught my
Okay. All right. So, who are some of your sponsors on your racing team?
um Cross Auto Body. They do all kinds of repairs, do all of it, full everything, you name it. They do window tinting, tire rotations, oil changes. You wouldn't believe it. They do all kinds of stuff. CHEP, they house homeless veterans, and so much more. CHAMP, which is apparel. We are going to be going with them very soon. ACM Insurance. Um, those guys have helped us a lot. Kraus and ACM affiliated. W Energy. Um, they also help a lot in different ways. I do these late races and they help me keep stay energized. They're a Jitters energy drink made from all vitamins and minerals, very healthy. Um, Kirby's Rock Recovery, they help fuel my car. The reasons I can keep going. Kirby's been helping me a lot since day one. He was the first sponsor I've ever had. He pays for the fuel for the car. We have Lead Out Communications. She does all my networking and everything like that. And Property Solutions of Delaware. They get a gauge that runs that. Um, Not only did he give us a check this year, but he also helped set up my car.
All right. Are you presently looking for more sponsors?
Yes, yes, we are always looking for sponsors.
Okay.
Um,
How does one go ahead?
Sorry. Also our website shopliam18 .com. Yeah. Sponsor Lead Out Communications. Miss Jamie did all that, so big shout out to her as well.
All right. How does one get a hold of you to sponsor you?
On the website.
Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you'd like to sponsor Liam here with his racing team or get to know him better, reach out to his website. Okay, Liam, do you have a racing nickname?
Um, all of the broadcasters say this, and especially people I've been running with for a while. They always use the term Lightning Liam.
Very awesome nickname. Liam, okay. What is your home racetrack you race on?
Airport Speedway in Delaware and Newcastle, Delaware, and also when it comes to karts, we normally run Sandy Hook in Harford County and Nicholson Speedway in Chestertown.
What is your favorite racetrack you've ever raced on?
I gotta say, dirt, Airport Speedway, just because how challenging it is. I mean, getting into that dirt car for the first time, it really gave me something that I really had to look forward to and practice, because that track is so different and difficult from all of them. Both corners are different, and going to corner that fast when the wall comes in towards you, it just looks so scary, but it's so fun.
All right. So do you like a wet, heavy track, a dry, dusty track, or right in the center?
That also depends. It depends on what kind of mood I am in. Depends on how the car's set up. If it's loose, I'm gonna want a wet track that it's more sticky for clay, and if it's tight, I'm gonna want a more dusty track. That way it's a little loose. So it all depends on the car that day. Things change a lot within the race. So normally what happens is we have to tighten up the car as we go through because they wet the track normally after qualifying, and qualifying is the first thing they do. So um, after that, eventually the track dries off like always because sun and cars driving on it. So we eventually have to tighten up the car so that way it doesn't get as loose out of the corner.
Are you pretty good about reading the racetrack?
So I'm good at reading the racetrack, but something else we run into is being bad at reading the car. Um, all of my years I've struggled on reading the car. I am not 100% when it comes to giving feedback to my crew chief. I'm gonna be completely honest. I'm very, very. I That's hard to say. Yes, I'm good at reading the track. I'm good at feeling the track. I'm good at feeling where the ruts are and everything like that. But like I said, when it comes to making change to the car, no good.
Okay, who's on your racing crew?
Um, Mostly me and my dad. We're the number two that have started this. But my grandpa has been helping a lot. Thank you to Papa Brick for everything he's done. We've hired someone that's been helping us a lot. He's been volunteering in the pits for us. Curtis, he's been helping a lot. Big shout out to him as well. Wyatt, he's new. Big shout out to him. He's been helping a lot. He went to two races this year because he joined a little late, but he's always willing to learn. So big shout out to him as well. And Jalen Story, which will be racing for my cart next year, my cart team next year.
Okay. What out of all the victories you've won in your racing career, what has to be your most favorite victory?
Very recent. I was racing for a kid with cancer named Jackson. I was honoring last year, and um, I was 3 laps, 2 laps to go. I started 25th with a bad car, and within 2 laps, I finished first and won the race. So I gained 24 positions within that quick a time, and that race meant a lot to me because um, my story and everything, racing for a kid with cancer and everything like that.
All right. So, Liam, okay, what are your future goals as a race car driver?
I've always looked up to NASCAR. That's always been my number one goal. I mean, of course, racing in general. If it's therapy, it helps. So, um, I'm in love with every single form of racing out there. But if it comes down to it, and I get the offer, I really love to be in NASCAR.
All right. Okay. When you're strapped in your race car, getting ready to go out on the racetrack, what helps get you psyched up and motivated to go out and do this?
Um, I definitely think about my mom and my story and all these kids with cancer I'm fighting for. When that visor goes down, I think nothing but, you know, I don't know how to explain it, but when I'm on the track, I feel relieved. I feel happy. It's like everything went away. I don't, it's hard to explain, but if you've ever been in a race car and been able to zone everything out while in there, you'd understand what I'm trying to say.
Yes. So, Liam, what is the best piece of advice you've gotten as a race car driver?
It depends what we're talking about. If we're talking about on track, you really have to be able to read the car. That's something I definitely look up to. I definitely try to get a sim. That's helped me a lot throughout everything. Learning the tracks that I'm going to be racing on that I've never raced that before. I'm doing that with Daytona now. Cars that I'm going to be racing in the future that I need practice on. I've never ran before. I've done that. It helped me practice for micro sprints. Everything like that. I sim racing it's more than just practice for on track too. It can help you with a lot of other things like um, racing leagues every Friday night, like I do. Just something giving you something to do, something to have to do, something fun on a Friday. You know,
What kind of advice would you give a new race car driver?
the first thing I would try to learn as a driver is to adjust to the car. Um, Something I learned on my second year was I wasn't fast unless I was one with the car. I had to learn to lean with it, lean in the corners, tucking the wheel when I'm in a straightaway. I learned how to eventually read my car a little better, feel where I'm at. Peripheral vision, that was something big I had to learn, seeing where I'm at without turning my head, because with that neck brace on, you can't look around too much.
All right, Liam. Okay. Okay. Who is your racing hero?
Um, that's hard to say. I look up to a lot of people in racing. Um, Without Kyle Busch, I'm gonna be honest, I would not be where I am today. He got me into this, and without him, I would not be where I am.
So Liam. Okay. Um, so Liam. All right. Do you have any crazy racing stories you'd like to share with us?
Man, quite a few. I don't know. Which one should I choose? Um, got it on the top of your head? I cannot think of any right now. There's so many.
What is it?
Um,
Question.
any racing stories I'd like to share?
Just,
Just quite a few.
what really set you off was, the whole Kyle Busch's team taking you in and letting you help
Yeah,
in the garage and
that
stuff.
that was definitely part of the plot. If Kyle Busch's team one year, I went to a Dover race. It was my second ever NASCAR race that I've ever been to. Um, I got free pit pass. Um, we were outside the track. Let's start here. We were outside the track walking in. My dad gets stopped by a guy asking if we want pit passes. He's like, "No, we can't afford that." He's like, "No, they're free." So we got in that year pits for free, and I had all my Kyle Busch gear on. Um, we actually stopped by his pit, and they were going on inspection. We were walking with him, just watching, and his crew chief that year asked if I want to push the car into inspection. So that was really big. Um, I really liked that. That set me off with racing. Also, um, finding out how friendly people in racing are. I always say this is something big I need to work on. I always say racing therapy. It's not racing itself. It's the connections. It's the people. It's everyone in racing that's the therapy. The relationships you make. The friends you have. It goes a lot of ways when people say that. It's more than just going fast in the car. It's got a lot to do with people and relationship.
Yes.
So also,
Liam. Okay. Go ahead.
um, that year we were walking to the side of the track to watch, and we saw Kyle Busch's golf cart go by. Um, we didn't think we were gonna be able to get him to stop, but Kyle Busch actually told the driver to stop. He was already late to qualifying. He got him to stop, and we talked for 5 minutes. I got a picture with him. He signed my hat. That was big. That whole day really set off my spark for racing.
Very cool. Very cool. Um, have you ever, besides Kyle Busch, have you ever met any other professional race car drivers?
Plenty. I've actually gotten a lot of advice from professional racers. That's where a lot of my talent comes from. Um, where do I go? I've actually been on NASCAR Full Speed with Ross Chastain before. That was really cool. It's on Netflix. Episode 3, I believe. Um, I found that very cool. Um, I've been coached by professional drivers. I attended the Urban Youth Racing School that was sponsored by Chevrolet. I finished third in the points there. Um, if you look at it, it's more than just professional drivers big. It's just it's it can be small town drivers that have talent. Not everybody makes it to NASCAR, and most of the time it isn't because of talent, it's because of money. So when when people take the term professional drivers, I look at it different. I don't look at the people that are in the highest, best race cars out there. I look at people that have talent and are still competing with cars that aren't 100% great. Um, I've met Richard Petty. I've met Kyle Larson, Ricky Stenhouse, Jimmy Spencer, Corey LaJoy, and I actually beat Kyle Larson twice. I've raced him twice and beat him both two times. Once at Talladega on the simulator and another time in a kart.
Very cool. What was it like to talk to Richard Petty?
He's a nice, humble guy. Man of very little words, but um, um, a lot of them are amazing. Um, I was younger then. I didn't know too much to say. He gave me some good advice, which helped a lot with in my career. Um, like I said, he was nice, very nice. Had a good conversation with him, and that's hard because you meet a lot of people that have a lot of fame, and most of the time, not all the time, but most of the time, they're not 100% great to you. I've met some people, drivers, before that were not 100% friendly and everything like that. But, you know, like I said, there is some people that are very good to you, no matter how much money they have or how popular they are.
Hey, Liam, do you have any big races you're looking forward to racing in coming up?
Um, yes, this December actually sponsored by Champ. They're helping me get down there. They are going to help us get to Daytona Motor Speedway. We're racing in this December. And the kart. This will be my first time. I've raced at Charlotte before, Summit Point, New Jersey Motorsports Park, but this is the first time I'm being to a race all the way in Florida. It's the farthest I'm gonna go to race.
Very cool. Very cool. Good luck to you coming up.
Thank you.
So, Liam, okay. What do you like to do for fun outside the racetrack?
It depends on the season. Me and my cousins, we have four wheelers, and of course, it has to be something I can drive. That's something I've always been into. So me and my cousin normally take around the four wheelers around his property and everything like that. That's something I really look forward to in hobbies.
All right. Hey, Liam, who are some of your friends at the racetrack?
Um, that's hard. Racing, it's competitive. You have friends on the track, but mostly off the track. Um, yes, they're your friends, but when it comes to racing with them, you're not going to be so friendly with them. You're going to be on their rear. You're going to be on their side. You're going to be everywhere. You're going to push them here and there. And I ran into some troubles with some of my friends the other day, racing. So it 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 depends. It depends. Like I said, you have friends in racing, but you don't have friends in racing to a certain extent.
Okay. What do your school friends think of you being a race car driver?
What was that?
What do your school friends think of you being a race car driver?
I stay humble about it. I talk about it here and there, but if they don't enjoy talking about it, I don't talk about it. I do enjoy talking about it. They do think it's cool. A lot of them think it's interesting. I had a birthday party here not so long ago, and we let them all sit in the car and just feel it. Of course, we didn't let them drive it. That would I don't know how that would go. Like I said, it doesn't turn right very well. Um,
Okay.
you have to be pushed by four wheelers to start it, so that wouldn't work anyway. So they all sat in it. I helped them get the seatbelts on. They all thought it was cool. So yeah.
Yeah. All right. So Liam, okay. At this portion of the racing show, I like to turn the mic over to my guest. If you have a couple of questions you'd like to ask me, you can ask me a couple of questions.
How did you get into interviewing racers?
I've been a racing fan for about 30 plus years.
Yeah, I can agree there. Um, do you run into trouble finding people to interview?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
Man, I'm out of questions.
Liam, I'm going to
Yeah,
let you know something. Me and you have a connection because you lost your mom to cancer. I lost my sister to cancer also.
I'm sorry.
Yes. And I'm going to give you a compliment too, Liam. You remind me of a modern day Alan Kowicki.
Thank you.
Do you know who that is?
I do. I do. I know the name. It's not coming to me. I
Okay.
know he
I'm
raced.
I'm going to share you a little story about Alan Kowicki. He came up through the ranks racing locally. He went to college and got an engineering degree. Well, then all at once, he was racing ASA and stuff like that. And he said to himself, I want to move to Charlotte, North Carolina to pursue NASCAR, to go into NASCAR. Mind you, mind you, Liam, he went down, he sold a lot of things at his house, a lot of his race cars, moved down to Charlotte, North Carolina, did not have a ride at all. Went down there and he started driving for somebody for a short time. Well, the guy said to him, he says, I want to get out of this. He says, I've ran a team for quite a while. I want to get out of it. I want to sell the team. Well, Alan Kowicki bought that team, and there was only like, I want to say like two or three race cars in the shop. He won NASCAR Rookie of the Year in 1986 with only two NASCARs in his shop.
Wow.
Well, then up until then, Liam, up until 1988, he had never won a NASCAR race at all. He won his first NASCAR race at Phoenix International Raceway, and he drove a number seven Xerox car. Okay, did fairly well. Well, then all at once, come 1991, and he didn't have a sponsor. Well, for one race at Daytona, he was sponsored by the U.S. Army. Well, then Liam, after that, Hooters come on board and said, we're going to give this guy a shot. Well, they signed on for initially like a three race deal. Well, then all at once he started, proving to them that, hey, this guy's got some talent here. We like what he's about. Well, okay. So then he came on board as a sponsor. He was the first owner driver up until then to win a NASCAR championship in 1992. So anyway, Liam, he come down to the last race. He had an up and down season. come down to the last race at 1992, and he was like behind by like with like 5 races to go. He was behind like by 200 points. He come back with one of the greatest comebacks in NASCAR history. He got down to the last NASCAR race of the season, Atlanta, Georgia. He was down by like a mere, I think, 20 or 30 points. He come back, and there was 4 drivers in contention for that championship. There was Ernie Irvan, Davey Allison, Bill Elliott, and him. Well, what happened is Davey Allison was the point leader. Davey Allison got taken out by Ernie Irvan in an accident on the track. So then it got down to Bill Elliott and Alan Kulwicki. Alan Kulwicki's crew said to him, "If you want to win this championship, you have to lead the most laps, and you can finish second, but you can't be able than second. You can win the race and lead the most laps, or you can finish second and lead the most laps also." So, with running out of gas and a hope and a prayer, he stayed on the track for an extra 1 to 2 laps, Liam, and led the most laps and finished second to Bill Elliott in the 1992 Hooters 500 at Atlanta Motor Speedway, and he won the championship by a mere 10 points.
Wow.
Yes. Well, he did his speech at the Wall of Story, and he says, I hope by the end of 1993, I want to prove to Winston Cup and to the Ford Motor Company that they chose the right guy to be their champion. So, and I hope I can be a great representative for them. Well, Liam, he made it to the first 5 races. Well, with being a NASCAR champion, and Hooters said to him, "Well, if you won a NASCAR championship, you're going to have appearances and stuff like that. So you're going to be flying everywhere." He was en route from Georgia to Knoxville, Tennessee, to do an autograph signing at a Hooters restaurant. Well, then he was supposed to fly from Knoxville, Tennessee to Bristol to race. Well, on his way to Bristol, he was getting ready to land at the race airport, and he was on approach, and his airplane crashed,
Hmm.
killing him and 3 other people on board that plane.
That's horrible.
Yes. So he never got to have his full championship season. But crazy enough, Liam, about his racing career is underneath the seat of his race car, he had a St. Christopher's Catholic medal underneath the seat of his race car.
Wow.
And what's really cool, Liam, is his crew will even tell you this. Beside his driver's seat in his race car, he had a little metal box that he made, and it said AK on it. And they're like, a lot of people were like, "Well, what's that for? What's that for?" Well, when he got out of his race car in Victory Lane or whatever, he had a comb in that metal box. Well, he flipped open that metal box, took his helmet off, took the comb out, combed his hair, and he got out of the car with perfectly combed hair.
That's funny.
Yeah. And being I'm Polish, when I go to win races, I like to do a reverse victory lap around the racetrack called the Polish victory lap.
I never knew that.
And what's even better, Liam, is not only did he have a crew chief and a few people working on his cars, but he dove in there and helped work on his race cars also.
That's very needed around here. I do help work on the race cars a lot. I mean, yeah, some people know a lot more than me, but I'm always in the garage learning and figuring out stuff. I took the engine out of a Pontiac Trans Am the other day, um, last year. We're still working on getting a new one in there, but I did take it out.
Yeah, and what's really cool is he drove a Ford Thunderbird, Liam. So towards the end of his season, he took the T and the H out because he was the underdog going into that season. He called it the Underbird.
That's cool.
And his character that he had on his fire suit was Mighty Mouse because he's like, that was his iconic character. He had someone on his fire suit.
That's amazing.
Yes. So Liam, okay, all right. Is there anybody else you'd like to thank you for helping you get this far through your racing career?
Like I said, I want to thank all my sponsors. Um, uh, thank God. Without him, I would not be where I'm at right now. Big shout out to my dad. He's got me where I am. Pop-up Rick always helped me stay focused and encouraged. Whether it was some information on the track, what he was seeing from other drivers to give me a little pep talk and everything like that, helping me just like I said, encouragement. Um, Big shout out to Curtis. He's been working on my team for not too long. Not only does he help on my car, but he's a good friend. He's everything. On the track and off the track. I went to his birthday party the other day. We raced some more. Wyatt, he's new to our team. He's been working on the car a little bit. Like I said with Curtis, good friend on and off the track. And again, big shout out to my dad because without him, my interest in racing would not be around. Mostly, um, I wouldn't have gotten that NASCAR race when I was young. I wouldn't have went to that race with karting when I was young. Um, I especially wouldn't be in a micro sprint today.
And Liam, you brought up the fact, it's about the relationships you make in racing and the friendships you make. I consider all of you drivers and racing families friends of mine. So, Liam, I would like to thank you for being on our racing show tonight, talking to us about your racing career, getting to know you a little bit better. Do you have any closing remarks you'd like to say?
Um, Thank you everybody. Thank you for letting me be on here. It was fun. And thank you to all my sponsors. Cross Auto Body, Kirby's Rock Recovery, Champ, ACM Insurance, um, Lead Out Communications, Miss Jamie out there helping me set up my website and everything like that. Um, Delaware's Property Solutions, Gage for helping me set up my car and helping me get on the track. And I'm Dubby, Jitterless Energy Drink, vitamins, all minerals, very healthy for you, and it does give you a little energy.
Okay. Liam, I'd like to thank you again for being on our racing show tonight, talking to us about your racing career. Before I do let you go, what is going to be on your paint scheme for next year for your race car?
What was that?
What is going to be your paint scheme for your next year for your race car?
It's gonna be the same. We're gonna wait a little bit before we change it. We got a new one for the new driver next year, but um, I will not be running a new paint scheme next year.
Okay. All right. Oh, okay. One last question before you let you go. What is your plans for 2026?
Practice, seat time. That's number one. I can't get anywhere without seat time. I like to be in the car as much as I possibly can. Practice. I don't. I have goals, not too many, but definitely being in that car and just learning everything I possibly can this next year also is gonna help a lot.
Okay. Well, Liam, thank you. I will call you in a little bit to thank you in person. I will have you step out and I will give you a call. Okay.
Alrighty, thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. Ladies and gentlemen, that was Liam Anderson on our racing show tonight, talking to us about his racing career. Reach out to his website if you'd like to sponsor him or get to know him better. Or if you'd like to sponsor our racing show or be on our racing show, feel free to call us or text us at 712-209-713, or you can email us at jj